Welcome back to Kharak Cup 7. We're going to jump right into the round 2 of the qualifier section right here, because what else am I doing? I'm just languishing in idleness, really. The map is going to be Firebase Krill, once again chosen by the RNG. Quite happy with this one, because this is one of my favorite maps. Really just kind of a classic, I think. It's very big, it's very, like, I don't know, it feels like there's definitely, because of these high ground positions, a lot of tactical value to it. It's like, if you can get to this spot right here, then you're like holding your opponent on his third bases. If you can get to this spot right here, well, I mean, yeah, you know, like, if you can hold the middle, then you're holding them back to there. If you're here, then they're holding the middle. It's like these high grounds kind of add sort of a three-layered effect to this whole map. Really a cool one. There's a lot of high ground positions for railguns. Always happy when I see this one getting played. Now, Catharsis, you know, is playing as random. He has rolled Galzian right here. That's going to be pretty cool. He's usually either Kanef or Saban player. And he does love his blast drones, so I'd like to see what he does instead as Galzian. And it looks like right off the bat we got a second production cruiser on the queue here. Probably going to be some kind of rush. I'll have to watch the tech to see exactly what kind of rush that's going to be. Meanwhile, Starlancer also has retired. No, wait, no, he hasn't. Sorry, I'm looking at the resources of Catharsis there. His base runner is very much not retired. In fact, there are two of them. And they are a blast drone, and I love this, I gotta say. I love it because when you're up against a player like Catharsis, who you know is really a high-tier player, you gotta think like, well, can I really beat him doing like my normal strategies? Why don't I try something funny like this? You know what I mean? Just kind of throw him off guard. I think it's a really nice move, especially in like a best-of-one series like this, as we do that in the qualifier section. So for Catharsis, Skimmer Fabrication is finishing right now. Based on the number of RUs, I'd say he's going for railguns. We'll have to wait and see, though. And this may slow him down, of course. There are 5 blast drones in the way, coming on down. And honestly, I believe that 5 blast drones can take out a production cruiser. But this is not really the time to experiment with that kind of stuff. So certainly not really going to be the best move from... Oh, no, 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 don't touch him. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, but look at the splitting here. It's very good from Catharsis. Right now would be a good time. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, he did better than I thought. He got 2 of them, actually. I was thinking because he can get the Sand Skimmer too, but he got 2 salvagers right there. Not bad at all, I gotta say. Not bad at all. Now, these production cruisers immediately going to move out, and look at the damage that this one took from 2 of them that weren't even quite next to it. I think 5 would kill a production cruiser. That's the thing about, like, 2 production cruiser pushes. You know who always used to do these was Sparrow, right? But I always thought it was dangerous because I feel like your opponent can very easily counter you in the early game. And this may be an example of that, you know, like you come in with 5 blast drones to get salvagers, but you realize, hey, there's 2 production cruisers here, like why don't I just take one out? Honestly, I think you could. I think you could. Blast drone nearly getting a hit there on the Sand Skimmers. This one should have been moving in the meantime. Oh, but it's still gonna get one! Oh, but armor has been researched. Cruel. Cruelty. However, Catharsis' research of whatchamacallit, railguns or assault ships is very, very slow right here because of the fact that he's already researched armor, he's already made quite a few units, and he doesn't really seem to be headed there anytime soon. He's going to let these 2 artifacts score, of course, not much he can do about that. He may lose these 3 Sand Skimmers to another blast drone here from the Space Runner. Are they on full health? Not quite. You'd have to act fast. Ooh. I only got 1 there because the detonation of one of the blast drones caused the other one to blow up as well. So Starlancer is going to back up now. And actually, now that I look at the map state, this does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because you know your opponent has been focusing so much on blast drones, he really doesn't have anything back at home. 4 Sand Skimmers with armor 1 moving in here on this poor guy who's just left alone to defend the base. Carrier's going to have its weapons powered up and actually has quite a lot of power in it, as you can see, but if the carrier leaves this area, some more Sand Skimmers certainly will come down and attack this one. And this could be the beginning of the end for Starlancer right here. Railguns, by the way, on the way now for Catharsis. Railguns have been finished. Oh no, a heavy railgun. No, don't do this. This is bad. You want to do assault railguns in this context, because heavy railguns are more expensive, they're slower, and they're easier to kill by the Sand Skimmers, and they also contribute nothing to the fight, really, so... I saw one salvager go down here, didn't I? I think so. No, I did not. But definitely things are not looking too good here. And there's the heavy railgun. Catharsis sees this, he's probably grinning. Because he knows that's an easy pickup for me. Happy day, all is well, you know what I'm saying? This base runner right here could kill these two sandskimmers because they're both damaged. Yep, there you go. So the base runners are safe for now, and there have been 2 artifact extractions. That's not nothing. Looks like Catharsis is at this point going to pull out, I think, because he wants to get those base runners. And I gotta say that's not a bad move, because you've kind of like, you've got your opponent exactly where you want him, like at his carrier. But, you know, if he gets 5 artifacts out, you lose. So, I mean, you might as well just, you know, take care of that, just make sure. One assault railgun is finished now, so Starlancer sees what he needs to be making. I hope that wasn't like a misclick or something, that'd be pretty tragic. He's kind of showing a bit too much respect to this base runner, I think. Even if one of the blast drones comes out, you're fine, you're not going to lose anybody. And the second one would be so far away, I think you just don't worry about it. Yeah, so he's going to take that one out right there. Whoa. What happened to my camera? And now there are heavy railguns getting produced by Catharsis. This is definitely sort of like a game end move right there. Look how low health those sandskimmers are on. Doesn't that just upset you? By the way, word to the wise, I don't think, like, sandskimmers have more health than LAVs. So LAVs with armor 1 will not survive a blast drone like that. So let's make sure you're a bit more careful with those guys, especially because they're also slower. You can get in some bad situations like that. Those things aren't cheap, you know. Actually, they are. They cost you nothing, but whatever. So, Starlancer are beginning to research his power reserves now. Not a bad move, I don't think, all things considered, because he kind of needs it. Cruise vessel shots are good. I actually nearly take out one of the heavy railguns. He's going to have to back away here. I think that was blind, too. So that was not bad at all. Is he going to get him? No, he didn't quite suspect, I suppose, that his enemy would back away. And I'm not sure what his range is anyway, so... I heard refinery mode, by the way, finishing for Catharsis. So that's not good. Because, of course, you know, he's on 3 bases, basically. Basically, get it? I'm sorry. Now, I also noticed he's going for missile ships, just trying to make sure he doesn't get air transitioned. We haven't seen assault ship tech from Starlancer here, but I don't think that's a bad move. Just kind of better safe than sorry, you know what I mean? And I mean, really, you know, Catharsis is in total control of this game here. He doesn't need to be particularly... He doesn't need to be particularly aggressive. I mean, when you've got the game like this, just, you know, just play safe. Just do what he's doing. He's on 3 bases. He's still harassing with the sand skimmers. Not going to throw away his advantage, but not going to overextend it either. So I can definitely understand his reasoning right here. More salvagers going to get taken out here. I don't think refinery mode is even finished for Starlancer yet. As you can see, it's on the queue. This is going to be pretty rough. At this point, really, all that Catharsis needs is just a whole bunch of railguns, and he'll take it. You know what? Catharsis is like a prolific air player. Like, that's what we know him for being. But he hasn't actually made air yet this tournament. That's kind of interesting. Third PC is finished, so the carrier is free to leave now, if you would like to. He doesn't actually have any power or any artifacts or anything like that, so he probably won't just yet, but... Yeah, no, he will. But yeah, you know, we all tend to do this, we Galician players. It's like make the 3 production cruises, then have the carrier start moving out. I think that's just normal actually for Coalition as well. I'm just rambling, basically. No, don't mind me. But yeah, this is looking really grim for Starlancer. I mean, you know, God could descend from heaven and smite the Galzian forces. It's possible. But the Khanef don't believe in God anyway, so it's not likely. Doing his best to try to hit these sand skimmers with the cruise missile, but a unit that's this fast is very hard to hit with a cruise missile. Did you know, by the way, this is the only kind of cruise missile that doesn't tilt me? The Coalition one tilts me because it's ridiculous. The Galzian one tilts me because it's either way too powerful or way too weak, just kind of situationally, I suppose. The Soban one tilts me because it's trash. But the Khanef one, I really like. You know what I mean? Takes a lot of skill, has a lot of potential, but also carries a large debuff with it, which is that your carrier is like weak sauce. I feel like it's much more of a skilled ability than the other cruise missiles are, you know what I mean? So, 2 extractions going down already for Catharsis, the third one on the way. These assault railguns, I suppose, would like to stop it, but that's not going to happen, of course. Whole bunch of heavy railguns are in the area. Just going to smite these guys down any minute now. You can see heavy railguns do not take prisoners when they're fighting assault railguns. And in fact, I would recommend anytime you're playing Galzian versus Galzian, it becomes kind of like an assault railgun war, which we often see. Well, actually we don't see that so much these days, but it used to be quite common. I would say you should throw in 1 heavy railgun, maybe 2, into the mix, because like the damage that you will do to your opponent's assault railguns is crazy. You don't want to do it too early because then it's not really effective against the sand skimmers that are out, but man, it'll massacre them because it doesn't have to get into range where it can be shot at. It does a lot of damage. It does armor break, you know, it's called Sunder, that is, it reduces the armor by 4. Just deadly unit in that kind of a context. Anyway, this is quite a number now of heavy railguns. I'd actually like to see them get on the high ground so they're not so bunched up. As you can see, they're going to get really close to each other right there. But yeah, look at the damage now on the carrier. That is significant. That is kind of game-ending damage. Nice dodge there from Catharsis. Barely going to take any damage at all by the cruise missiles. And I think at this point, Catharsis is ready to finish off the game. He knows what he needs to do. That's a lot of armor that unit must have, isn't it? Yeah, he's got railgun armor 3. Not bad. Then again, so does Catharsis. And this is even a map where like range calibration can actually come in handy, which is sort of rare. Look at him splitting up his railguns. I love this. Really just a wise move because then you can't, you know, just lose everything to 1 cruise missile, right? He's going for the production cruiser right now, but I really think he can just kill the carrier. That's probably the better move. Look at that, power not even in the healing here, so yeah, this should be pretty easy if he just targets down that carrier. And that's what he's going to do. Attacking it from 3 locations, it's quite cinematic, isn't it? Ah, yes. Good cruise missile actually finds this railgun, but that's not going to be enough, obviously. Production cruiser even going to get taken out by these sand skimmers, so that's also pretty rough. And that's going to be the game. So I really like Starlancer's idea of going for the early blast drone cheese, and if we go to the like eco screen here, we can see how much damage that did actually. Well, no, we can't. What am I talking about? But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think it was a really nice move, but not really the best follow-up. He sort of just left his main kind of exposed, and then yeah, well, Catharsis came in with 2 production cruisers and just wrecked him. But I gotta wonder now, actually, oh man, look at the C's collected. I gotta wonder now, actually, can a production cruiser get killed by 5 blast drones? Because if that's the case, Starlancer had like this amazing opportunity this game. I'm actually really interested to see that. But no matter, we shall move on to the next match.